Greetings, peace, love, and wellness, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I am Samari, and today I wanted to talk about self care and different ways that practical tips that you could do to give yourself self care, give yourself self soothing, nurturing energy. One of the tips that's practical that seems very basic is actually carving enough time in the morning or right before you go to bed to nurture and touch on yourself. And not in a perversion way. I mean, like when you're in the shower, intentionally take your time, carve out enough time so you can really scrub and pay attention to your body. Like me, once a week, I dry brush my skin. So I take a dry brush, and brush up the skin towards the heart. And with the dry brushing, it gives me time to actually check out my skin as I brush it. It actually stimulates the circulation in our skin and in our body. It flushes the lymphatic system. It actually creates those, like, we have a million nerves in our body. By us touching on those different nerves in our body that rarely ever get touched, it is self-soothing and nurturing to ourselves. Also, when we spend time brushing our teeth, like you spend time oil pulling or actually spend time on brushing your teeth, because our teeth are essential. Every teeth in our mouth is connected to an internal organ. So if we take our time and spend time brushing our teeth in the morning and not looking at it as a chore to hurry up and just get it done and floss and just go about our day, when we actually set the intentions of nurturing ourselves in that way, it actually opens up the space for healing in our body. Another tip is when we moisturize after we get through showering and brushing our teeth and moisturizing. Make sure we carve out enough time where we just don't put the lotion on and just go about our day. We actually take time and give ourselves a massage in the process. Like, our feet is one of the most overlooked things. Like, we may go get a pedicure like every 2 weeks or once a month, but on a daily, our feet show up for us. Our feet be the one to get us around. Our feet be the one that we stand on all the time. Without our toes, each one of our toes is connected to internal organ as well. Parts of our feet is connected to different parts of the body. So if you intentionally spend time caressing your feet, caressing your toes, moisturizing, get in between your toes when you lotion up your body, and give your feet that attention that it needs. Sometimes do inversions, have your feet up in the air and just lay back on your back and just spend some time with your feet up in the air. Allow your circulation to go reverse. Those are just some simple tools to actually give your body, nurture your soul, nurture your spirit in a simplistic way. Also, just randomly twinkling your toes, randomly spreading your toes wide, arching and flexing your feet. That is an easy way to nurture your energy as well. Nurture your feet. That is our root foundation. That is our soul star, our earth star. It's connected to our earth star. So that is one of our base foundations. So if you take care of your base foundation, it can actually help you feel more grounded and more stable in your physical body. And then, of course, there is the other things like nurturing our body with exercise and yoga and stretching and putting healthy things inside our body. And, when we nurture ourselves in a way of consuming things, we're giving our body the energy that we need, and that's the simplest things. Like, if you have a tendency to splurge on junk food or things that's unhealthy, make sure you take time to carve out some time to go back on a healthy route and eat healthy foods and things like that. Don't demean yourself and get mad at yourself and angry for yourself for doing it, and don't overindulge and like use that as an excuse. Like, oh, well, I already ate 10 donuts, I might as well eat 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, allow yourself to be disciplined where you can give yourself restrictions and limitations without feeling shunned or restricted by it. So that's another form of self care. And another one is checking in with yourself. So, like, take a moment, and when you sit down and you just maybe put your hand on your head or over your heart or over your stomach, and just check in with yourself. Just breathe in and breathe out and ask yourself. You can either call yourself by how am I feeling today? Or call yourself by your name. So I'm Samari, like, Samari, how do you feel today? And just by checking in with yourself and just asking yourself, how do you feel? And when you do that, just give it that space to respond. Listen to how your body feels. Maybe your heart start fluttering. Maybe you feel an ache in your back. Maybe you feel a pain in your neck. Or maybe your mind just immediately goes start thinking about a situation or anger or frustration. And whatever comes up, follow up with that question is, I wonder what that's about. Or what's triggering that? What's stimulating that to feel that way? What is this emotion telling me? And just wait and listen to what comes up next. So, a lot of times when we think about meditation and we think about tuning in with ourselves, it always got to be rushed. So, it's like we're in a society with too much stimulation, too many things going on outside ourselves that we got to look at that, do this, do that, do that, when we should take a minute and tune in and give ourselves that minute and that space to actually see what our body respond and say back. Because you always get some type of response back, whether, like I said, it's a flutter, it's a twinge, it's an ache, it's a tightness, it's a calmness, it's a thought that come in our head. And again, we observe the thought. It's just like, oh, okay, why did that thought come up? Don't judge it. Just be like, I wonder what is that about? And just think about it. And either take the time to write it down and let it unravel more, through automatic writing, or, just let it be. Just, oh, this came up. And then maybe a week later, just, oh, I know why that came up, because you remember 3 weeks ago, or this, whatever comes up, allow ourselves that space to be held by ourselves versus always being stimulated on the outside. And then, of course, it could be the outside stimulations of self care, like taking yourself out to eat, buy yourself something sweet, uh, buy yourself flowers, watching a good movie, getting cozy in bed, buy yourself some whatever you want to do and treat yourself. That's different forms of self care as well. Hot bubble baths and just pampering yourself is another form of self care, So when we reading a good book is another form of self-care. It's just when we allow ourselves to listen to ourselves, because we are the creator of all things. The self, we are the stimulant of all things, is the self. So it's important to make sure that we are soothing, nurturing, and caring for the self versus all the things outside. So, like, I do that as a regular morning routine, is make sure I carve out at least 2 hours before it's time for me to hit the door and start my day. My personal routine is I get up, I think of, I say some mantras and some quotes or something that I, in my mind, some mantras, some affirmations. Yeah. And so after that, I get up and I come on my mat, do my yoga. And then after that, I go shower, get myself together. Then after that, spend that time lotioning myself up, lotioning my body, give myself time to breathe and check in. How are you feeling? I do that and write it out. Maybe go back on a yoga mat and take some pictures of whatever I want to do for the post of the day. And then I go check in with my son. Hey, are you getting ready for school? Because he's in high school. I go check. Are you getting ready for school, or what is going on with him, and see him, make sure he's ready. Go get me some breakfast or tea. I usually get my tea and things like that, or drink my water and take some vitamins, whatever that is next. But I make sure I have ample time so I don't feel rushed. And the minute we feel rushed, it stimulates all type of nerves in our body. Like, oh my God, we gotta do this. Then that's when frustration, anxiety, stress, annoyance all come through. But if you take ample time to start your day, that can actually help you throughout your day. So just wanted to share some self-care tips that I utilize that has been helpful for me, and hopefully that could be helpful for you. Until next time.